Back again to the storage project. Now don't forget, you can check things as square by using a tri-square there. Okay, check all your lines and everything's square before you do any cuts. Really important that, guys. Check everything's square and lined up. I'm going to just show you a little bit about how to assemble it together. So we've put it together, ready, can you see? Looking good, I think. I'll put them in loosely. I'm not just going to very carefully tap it down. Can you see? It's tapping down. Now of course, lean it over the bench so you can tap it down. And then you might have to turn it round.
Now I would recommend,
Quite hard,
if you got quite a big clamp and some patience, you could even turn it so it's flat down like that, and then squeeze it with a clamp.
Well, I suppose I could put it through the vise. Yeah, that's not as...
Just like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's going together like that.
And if it's hard, you just use like a clamp to go across, like that.
Push it together. Don't do what I've just done, cut my finger a little bit. Use a bit of sacrificial wood to knock it together. Yeah, get it right. I actually should have suggested to Jake, you can use a large clamp, but be careful with these sort of things, because they're expensive as well, but they can actually damage things quite easily. You don't want to snap your wood in half. So we could just gradually tighten it up, bit by bit, and tighten it, get it all together. Oh, you can certainly see it coming together.
Yeah, and you can do the bottom and then the top. Bottom, then the top on each side. So
Alright.
Goes in evenly.
I'm really quite pleased with that, Jake. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Come back to you later, shed hackers. Hi guys again. I'm going to make a little mark on each of these. It's all put together now, dry. There's no wood glue in it yet. And I'm going to suggest you put a piece of dowel or even a wedge you could make there and there. So I suggest a 5mm hole, not bigger, because this is only 20mm across. And we're going to make some little wedges in there, like the large garden seats you get in pub gardens. You look down the side, sometimes you can see these wedges put in place. And we'll put a pin in. I'll show you a little piece, something like that in there, and that'll lock it all together. Should be brilliant actually. Okay, catch you in a minute. Okay, guys, I noticed when I was drilling the hole that the drill bit tries to sort of find its own way, and it doesn't follow the line I've marked it. So what I'm going to ask perhaps guys to do, if you're making this project, put a pilot drill in first. We better mark it. Do everything really accurately. Make sure done all very accurately. Put a pilot hole in, line it up, turn it slowly. Right, drill's bent in it. I'm just going to start. That's a pilot hole. Okay, put the drill in again. You got that, Jake? Tighten, and then put a piece of sacrificial wood underneath. Wherever you're working, try not to damage your own bench. And then carefully go through. It does tend to grab the wood, and you're going to do that. Jake's going to show you 1, 2. Look, come on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Basically, twice on each piece of timber. And the hole, the edge of the hole there, guys, should be just on that line, the edge of the line. Look, if it goes over the line, you won't be able to get the dowel in. And if it's too far over, it will allow the whole thing to sort of wobble. Okay, come back to you. Back again on this storage project. Okay, there's the block plane. You can adjust the block plane by winding out this. If you wind it anti-clockwise, the blade actually retracts, goes backwards. If you wind it clockwise, it goes forward, and therefore you can take off more of the wood. Okay, so demonstration. There we go. If I wind it in, got that, Jake? If I wind it in, I can take off much more. I don't take off too much, but you can see it's really quite effective. Okay, and I'll do it on both sides. I always put the plane down on its side so you don't damage the blade. You can see that sharp blade. And I'll do a little clip on how to sharpen blades later. You could use, and you may have, a smoothing plane. That looks really lovely, really well. Okay, hold it flat. And I'll go with a block plane. And I'm going to wind that back a bit. Yeah, it's taking off too much. Really effective. Hold it level. You've really got to gain this skill by practice, I'm afraid. It's all practice work. Okay, and this is the beginning of the finishing. We'll be doing lots of sanding, a bit of filing on the curve. You may even have an orbital sander to be able to do that, but you'll have to file it very carefully. Okay, and I think I did a little demonstration, just very carefully, and you could even get some glass paper in there, roll it into a ball, and you could just persevere. Some people even put a file inside and use the file as the hard edge to get that nice and even. It takes time. And look at this, you could even use, if you've got one of these, a 200-pound plane. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
I mean, there's no need for it.
I've searched high and low to get this. Not many around now. But there you go. My little hobby. Okay, see you later. Okay, we've got to obviously sand it all up. I've labelled it so I've kept it all the same. Really important you label it so every joint goes back in the same way. I've cut the holes, as you know, 20mm or 18mm, 20mm. I've got a slightly smaller piece of dowel actually, my son Jake noticed. And I did a pilot hole first. I did a small hole first. And then I drilled with a twist drill a 5.5mm hole to wedge in a 6mm piece of dowel. So I'll place it through, nice and neatly. And the idea is, if you come around here, Jake, the whole project, can you see it's all doweled together? And the reason is, the whole thing can be taken apart, or disassembled, that's the word, isn't it, Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah? I'll knock that right through eventually, I'm happy. But there's your container. Now what I suggest, this can be designed for all sorts of things. Makeup, brushes, pencils, pens, screwdrivers, electrical equipment. It goes on, doesn't it? What else could we put in there, Jake?
Anything really, like...
Skizzers.
It just depends on your needs.
A lighter and skizzers. Is it skizzers or scissors?
Scissors, but it doesn't really matter how you say it.
Now, can you see I didn't drill right through those, so it doesn't fall through. You could put pens in there, I suppose. We're just going to show you the finished product. I haven't sanded it, and there's quite a lot of sanding to do with the glass paper or sandpaper. But there's the product, and you can add in extra detail like this. That could be glued on with a little bit of PVA glue to make a shelf, and you could do the same on the reverse side. I think it's a nice product. It is what it is. It's a little pine wood storage unit. So scan across, Jake, to the tools, pencil, template marker for holes, obviously a ruler, glass paper, tri-square, your power drill, and actually the pillar drill you can use if you've got one, hand file, got two there, plane, mallet, pencil, 5mm and maybe a 2mm drill, a little hammer, little chisel, bevel edge chisel. That's a bevel edge, lovely and sharp. Nice chisel that. Tenon saw here. You can pick these up for about £6 or £7, but get a half decent one if you can. And you might need, actually, Jake, can we show them the bench hook, if I can find it? Oh yeah, there it is. This, you can make one of these, bench hook. That's to go in the vise there, so you can saw against it, saw there. And if you turn it over, you can use it left hand on the left hand, okay? You know, handy little job, nice little project, bit of fun, and that's what it's all about, learning and having fun. Okay, any questions, let me know online and I'll try and get back to you. Shed hacks. Last parts. We thought you could even embellish your design with perhaps some laser cut work, if you can. I thought that would look quite nice on there. What do you think? That looks splendid. Look at that. And you could really make the product look rather special. Maybe you want to personalise it as well. Anyway, taking it all apart, guys. This is disassembly. My son Jake normally does this. Take out the pins, slide out the parts, take the pieces of dowel out, and then it should all come apart. Jake, that's it, well done. It comes all apart like that. I'm trying to do it quite neatly so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, that. And that's the mortise and tenon. Look, you can see it going through. That's what it should look like. Yeah, great. That's that. And then lastly, that one coming out there. So, there we have it. All neatly laid out for you to see. I think that last idea would really make it look great from the side, wouldn't it? You could do a Star Wars theme. That would look brilliant. What I'm going to do now, Shed Hackers, I'm going to sand it all up, get it all ready, put that on it, and then present the final piece for you to inspect. As I say, any comments, just feedback once the video is online. Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Hi, Shed Hackers. We're getting near to the end now, and you can see there's the finished product, looking a lot nicer now. It's all been sanded up, and I've even put a little bit of embellishment on it there. Look, here's my little old logo on it, which I think looks great. And of course you could personalise yours as well. I've done that for my daughter there. Look, I think that looks lovely. And then I did mention about doing a design. There is the design I've redone, and that shows all the detail you need to know to make it. The sizes there. Hope you can see all those details. And also, in addition to this, I've produced a Shed Hacks template. So let me just grab this, sorry about that. There's the template, and I think Jake and I are going to be using that for the next project. Probably one involving a little bit more detail, but something similar. But it's great to have that full-size template. So all those parts can be drawn up really neatly to make your Shed Hacks version of this storage container. I'll do some photos of it with different types of items stored inside it, but I think that's pretty well the end of the project. Of course, you can varnish it to make it a bit more waterproof or porous from dampness, and to make it a little bit more attractive and longer lasting. Okay, Shed Hacks. Hi Ellie, what do you think of your story? Hi Shed Hackers, part 3, and we are just going to go on to the varnishing stage. I would suggest you use a varnish with water base, which is safer to use, which we can use, and we'll brush that on, or even with a sponge, as we've shown in one of our videos. And then we're going to just finish off with some clean fine grit glass paper. Okay, and we're going to sand up these edges. We're going to spend about half an hour on that, getting all these parts nice and neat, getting all the fluffy bits off, knocking in all the dowels, sticking on our embellishments here, putting in perhaps even a screw hook, so a little hole here, and possibly one on the other end. And we've got a little hook here we could put in, turning it clockwise, and I think that looks quite nice. There we go. There. Take that little bit of wood off eventually. And we can hook things on there. That will look nice, wouldn't it? And perfume and things you can put in there. Perhaps makeup brushes or screwdrivers or a pair of pliers for those that are into their motor mechanics and screwdrivers and things. That would look good. Another little screwdriver there, that looks nice. Really handy for small items. Let's get a bigger one there. Really handy for small items. And a great little project, you know. You've got lots of things on there. Going back to the design there, Jake. It was so handy to have this design. And I've done for Jake, as I normally do, templates. So that's the side view, sorry, the end view of this orthographic drawing. That's the top view or plan view, and that's the side elevation. And you can see the sizes: 120 total length, 280 total height, 190 millimeters total width. And it's all doweled together. These are the dowels, Jake, of course, as you know, because you helped me put it together. All comes apart. I can knock those right in now once I've done the final varnishing. There's the template. I think it's worth having a look at. That was really handy. And the template, if you compare it, Jake, is the same size, obviously, as the product. Okay, and I think it is a product. You know, guys, if you work hard on these things and enjoy it for what it is, I think you can really make a lovely little gift for somebody, and it could stay in the family for many, many years. So, great. Okay, hope you really enjoy this project. Okay, and good luck with it. Bye.